From the debut of the Pokemon anime, evil teams have been a critical thing to keep the anime enjoyable for us viewers. They provide interesting arcs and can sometimes be just as good as the main plot. Yet not all evil teams are created equally. But even if the evil team may not be as stunning as we hoped, they always have things to offer as well. Today, I'll be ranking the best evil teams in the Pokemon anime. This ranking is based on how well the teams are written, their appearances in the anime, and how good their final arcs were. Remember, these are just my opinions and you can put yours in the comments. In last place, I chose Team Plasma. Like almost everything else in Black and White, Team Plasma kinda sucked. I know that they were trying to build it a lot, but it didn't turn out that way. I heard that because of the sight of Team Plasma reminded people of a controversy, they scrapped it. The part of Team Rocket launching a full-on war against Team Plasma would have been so cool. I'm sure if that part was released, Team Plasma would have been much more enjoyable. But the version we ended up getting was basically a bootleg. The only decent part I could see about this team is N. N was a pretty interesting character that provided a lot of development for himself and Ash. I guess the writers should focus on one evil team at a time. This team is pretty interesting, as it isn't only one, but two evil teams that are each other's enemies, Team Aqua and Magma. These teams are definitely a test for the Pokemon anime, and were the first teams to have a building story leading up to the final arc. The problem with this team is that the story wasn't really consistent. Both Team Aqua and Magma have many appearances throughout the series, but don't build anything leading up to the arc. This leaves many parts of the plot unfinished, like how did Team Aqua and Magma get Kyogre and Groudon in the first place? Another problem with them is that during the final arc, Lance, the champion of Johto, is the hero to save Ash and friends, instead of Steven Stone, the champion of Hoenn. The funniest part is that Ash and friends even met Steven during the Advanced series, knowing that he was the champion. One of the more unusual teams on the list, Team Skull. I haven't watched much of the Sun and Moon series myself, so I don't have much knowledge about them. At first, you may think that Team Skull are just some random troublemakers that managed to get into the spotlight. But if you dig deeper, they have a lot of story behind them, particularly Guzma, who had a correlation with Professor Kukui leaving his class because he thought he wasn't being treated fairly. Team Skull also had a good payoff at the league, making it up with Kukui after losing to Ash. After all that, Team Skull isn't as bad as I first thought they would be. If you haven't watched them yet, I suggest you give them a try. Ah yes, now we have the original team that started it all, Team Rocket. Team Rocket is an iconic sign to the Pokemon anime and has been there since day one. They appear in the anime a lot because of Jessie, James, and Meowth, but there's a lot more to them than that. In the Johto series, Team Rocket actually had a few interesting arcs, like the Red Gyarados and Dragonite arcs before the Claire Gym battle. Another time where Team Rocket got to shine more is in Black and White, with both Jessie and James becoming much more strategic and serious, and Giovanni becoming more devious than in other series. I really like this part about Team Rocket, and if the entire anime had that type of Team Rocket, I would definitely put them higher on the list. I hope we can get once again a more serious Team Rocket in the future. In the runner-up, we have the memorable Team Galactic. Team Galactic was one of the better teams out there. They played a pretty big part in Diamond and Pearl, and even had a season called Galactic Battles. This may be controversial, but I feel like they were a bit forgettable. They had good build-up and such, but bigger things like pollen contests kind of made Team Galactic overlooked. The best part of Team Galactic for me is Cyrus. I think Cyrus is the perfect example for an evil team leader. He's a little crazy, ambitious, and most of all, intimidating. This evil team would be the building blocks for the best evil team in the Pokemon anime's history. Finally, in first place, we have the most iconic Team Flare. Team Flare, in my opinion, was done perfectly. It had an amazing leader, good story, and an amazing arc. Let's start with the leader, Lysander. Lysander is a really good team leader who is more calculated and doesn't take many risks. His best appearance is during the Team Flare arc, where he secretly comes back with the cursed side guard, which was so cool. I love the correlation between Lysander and Alon, solidifying both of their characters. The best part was at the end, with all of the Kalos gym leaders going up against Lysander. Thanks for watching, see you next time, bye.